But Dr. Fauci was asked if he thinks the pandemic is over, and of course he said no. Like, what did you guys think? If he says, yeah, we're done, guess what? His media tour is over. His time in the spotlight is over. Okay? The Disney documentaries, the book tours, all the book deals, all that, it's over. Of course he's not going to say no. That's like asking if a teacher asked a third grader, when she wasn't grooming him. If a teacher asked a third grader, hey, what time do you think recess should be over today? How long do you think we should get for lunch? It's like if you ask, what do you think they're going to say? You ask your kid, what time do you want to go to bed on a school night? Like, no. There needs to be an independent third party who doesn't have skin in this game to make these types of decisions. Dr. Fauci. Let me let you in a little history about Anthony Fauci. Okay? Highest paid federal public servant or federal employee in the country, mind you. Dr. Fauci, he served 1 year in an actual medical practice and then became a government employee and a bureaucrat, right? So he became a government employee after about a year of being an actual doctor, so which makes him about as much of a doctor as a chiropractor. He's only been a doctor 1 year longer than I have. That's to put it into perspective for you. So his big thing, his big public policy issue was HIV/AIDS in the 80s. That's where he kind of came to fame, right? And a lot of gay people still don't like Dr. Fauci for this. Dr. Fauci terrorized people. He was the one who started the HIV scare, right? That was him, man. He was the one that riled people up. He was telling them it could go airborne at any given minute, and we're all going to die. And, back in the 80s, AIDS was a death sentence until Magic Johnson figured out the cure, which was just money. But it was a death sentence back then. So you want to talk about the word homophobia? Phobia means fear. People were scared of gay people. So Dr. Fauci, in a way, didn't invent homophobia, but made it a lot more mainstream than it was prior to that, right? So you can thank Dr. Fauci for that. He's the one that did that. And then he prescribed a medicine for it. He pushed a pill. It's funny, he's so anti-ivermectin, which didn't do anything negative to anybody. He pushed a pill that actually wound up killing, I think a third of the people that took it, and then caused long-term liver and organ and kidney damage to those that were fortunate enough to survive. Dr. Fauci, he's also funded the gain-of-function research in Wuhan, which actually led to COVID being leaked from the lab, which is a fact. It's a story that he lied about. He lied to Congress multiple times about. At gain-of-function research, I understand there's a need to do it, but not in countries like China, where they don't have the same safety protocols that we do here, or they do maybe in Europe or Canada. You can't do that here. Fauci's also famous for outsourcing ethics in other ways. Fauci did an experiment in, I don't remember the country, but it was in Africa, where he wanted, I don't even remember what they were testing, and I honestly can't think of a good reason to justify this. Cover your ears if you're an animal lover. Dr. Fauci put beagles in cages in Africa and just pinned them there, right? Just wouldn't let them move and let flies eat their faces off until they just died of agony, of shock. That was an experiment. Are you kidding? If that didn't have taxpayer funding behind it, Netflix would be making a 6-part miniseries about him called Fauci, the dog killer, because that's leading up to being a serial killer, So that's your hero. That's the guy who we're depending on to tell us that when COVID's over. You guys, a megalomaniac nutcase. He has no business being in his office any longer, and he absolutely should be prosecuted like Elon Musk said. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.